All of this over Jeff Wilson. Tommy Pham seems like the type of guy who has super sensitive skin. Like, it's a whole thing.
He's a legend.
This is some next level stuff. And I'm not even sure I have all the bullet points, but like, I wanted to go over it. I have not made a video on it. Like, obviously, if I was engagement farming, if I was like clickbaiting, I would have made this video like the day this stuff came out. But like, the more that comes out, Mike Trout is catching strays at this point. Long story short, for those of you who just want the TLDR, Joc Pederson and Tommy Pham got into like a flap over some stuff, some transactions in a fantasy league, like in 2020. And then Tommy Pham came back and on the field this week, like a week ago, slapped Joc Pederson, Will Smith style, and then got suspended by the league. And the more stuff that comes out about this, the funnier it gets. And the worse it makes Tommy Pham look. Like, you're really going to be that dude right now? So I'm going to go through, like, I got a couple articles I'm going to go through, and we're going to go over Joc's interview and all the things that he did and just kind of look at this. Because, like, it's guys, like, it's next level stupid. It's more stupid than Obi-Wan Kenobi and his name changes and non-name changes when he was going into the Galactic Witness Protection Program. Why are grown men slapping each other? That's a topic for a whole other video. We're going to have to dig into that. But here's where we're at to start. The Athletic from May 28th. It's June 1 when I'm recording this. Tommy Pham slaps Giants Joc Pederson over pregame altercation about fantasy football. That's just a fantastic headline. That's great. Giants outfielder Joc Pederson said he was slapped by Reds outfielder over a fantasy football disagreement during batting practice before the victory. Came up to me and said, "You remember from last year?" Pederson recalled. And I was like fantasy football? He said, "Yeah." And then he slapped him. They're investigating, whatever, he gets suspended. So what we have found out is that obviously they have this fantasy football league. It is a high stakes fantasy football league, one that costs $10,000 to enter, in a league commissioned by Mike Trout. Now, Tommy Pham was accusing Joc Pederson of taking liberties and cheating with the IR. He was accused of taking liberties with the IR. Apparently what had happened, there is a rule in the league that if a player is deemed out, doesn't have to be on injured reserve. If they are out, you can take the player and put them in IR and pick somebody else off of the waiver wire and put them on your team so they can play that week. The player in question is Jeff freaking Wilson. All of this over Jeff Wilson. He's like, "You're just stashing players now. You're circumventing the roster limitations." He's like, "No, it's in the rule. I'm allowed to do that." He was deemed out. He had an O by his name. It let me put him in IR. I put him in IR, pick somebody else up. And maybe he took the guy that Tommy Pham wanted. That's not all that much to get offended by. Like, you're being a little... Like, what are you doing? Make sure that you check out the new Al Smizzle Fantasy Football channel on YouTube. It's growing. We've just got over 1,000 subscribers, and I'll be putting all of my season-long and best ball content there from now on. Daily fantasy content and other content will still live on the main channel as always during the NFL season, but the recap video and all of my off-season content leading up to the Week 1 kickoff is going to live at Al Smizzle Fantasy Football. So go check it out at smizzle.tv/FF. Back to the video. Getting into a fight before the game. He ends up getting suspended over this. Couple days later, Tommy Pham returns from fantasy suspension, says he's over the fantasy football dispute, but he believes that Commissioner Mike Trout could have solved it all. Now Mike Trout caught a stray. Basically, Tommy Pham said he's the worst commissioner of all time. Let me hear. We got Joc Pederson. Let's hear what he had to say about the thing.
Fan suspension before the game. Just what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I saw that. And I know what he said, and either it's true. There was a lot of money involved in it. I did send a GIF in the group chat that was making fun of the Padres.
That's the next level. Okay, so like they have their group chat, and like Joc Pederson sent a GIF, kind of joking with the Padres because they have been losing games, like, you know, just like needling, like dudes needle each other. Like, we have our group chats. I needle my friends all the time. He's like, "I got some friends that are on the Padres, and I'm kind of poking at them because you guys are playing bad baseball right now. And like, you know, get good, kid." And apparently Tommy Pham took major issue with this because he used to be on the Padres, and like that helped. Like I said, the most sensitive skin in the MLB.
In the group chat, there was more than one Padre. There was maybe 4 or 5 that.
It's like 5 dudes on the Padres.
Of them, and it was supposed to be a friendly thing, just making fun of. They were playing bad and talking back and forth, and
look how sad he looks.
Yeah, I mean, he did not like that, responded,
He didn't like it.
Joc,
and
I don't know
responded.
you well enough to make any jokes like this. And yeah, so then I wrote back. I'm just trying to pull it up so it's exact.
He's trying to get the actual text list. So he's like, no, I want to get this right. He looks so super sad. I'm not even gonna, like, I could do a whole video on this mustache goatee combination. We're just gonna skip that. Again, that's a whole other video. Let me let him get back to work here.
Was meant to be all fun and games. No hard feelings. Sorry if you took it that way.
That's what Joc said back to him.
2 weeks later, after like week 4 or 5, he ended up leaving the league, and there's been no communication since.
Pham just took his toys and went home.
It is true. I did send a GIF making fun of the Padres.
He's mad about a GIF.
I hurt anyone's feelings. I apologize for that.
He's mad about a GIF about a team poking fun at some of his friends, Joc's friends, on a team that Tommy Pham doesn't even play on anymore. He's mad about a former team. How sad.
It was like 3 weightlifters lifting.
The GIF is hilarious, by the way. It's 3 weightlifters, and the Padres one, like, just can't cut it. He gets hit and he falls down.
So it was kind of making fun of how they were not playing well to make the playoffs with a very talented team. So I was teammates with, and yeah, it was supposed to be lighthearted, and I understand everyone takes jokes differently. So, like I said, I apologize for that, and looking to move past this and tomorrow with no distractions and try to help this team win a ball game.
And then he hits the cliches from Bull Durham at the end, which you gotta love. But like, Joc, you make $520,000 a year. You're a world champion. Look at this face. Can we get some whelp dogs in the chat? Smiz whelp in the chat, because he looks like our whelp dog emote here on the channel. Can we talk about the fact that, Joc, you make $520,000 a year and are a World Series champion? This look is not, we have a minimal level of aesthetic responsibility that we have to have here. Like, you can't go with the white t-shirt looking like you're a college sophomore who has not showered in 4 days and not done laundry in 6 weeks after a game. Hat disheveled off to the side. Like, come on, man. There's the whelp dogs. Like, how ridiculous is this situation? I'm not alone in thinking this, right? Like, this is so beyond absurd. You don't need jokes when you've got family. Exactly. So let's get on to the... I can't do this without laughing. Tommy Pham wasn't quite ready to return to the Reds lineup Tuesday night after his much publicized 3-game suspension. So he got mad and slapped Joc Pederson about a roster dispute in a league that was $10,000, got suspended for 3 games that will end up costing him like $75,000 in game checks. Slap! Hand is good, he told reporter. The slap hand. My slap hand is strong. I'm feeling good. Speaking Tuesday in Boston, Pham said he's over what happened. That's just something you really want to put behind you. Everyone in that group chat, everybody knows. I've had some of those guys reach out today. They already know what's up. That means that they said, man, what the hell are you doing? We had rules to the IR. I know the ESPN app rules. We had our own individual rules. Pham said one person could have prevented it all. The league's fantasy commissioner, Mike Trout. Trout did a terrible job, man. Trout is the worst commissioner in fantasy sports because he allowed a lot of stuff to go on and he could have solved it all. I don't want to be the commissioner. I've got other stuff to do. Trout didn't want to do it. We put it on him, so it's kind of our fault too because we made him the commissioner. Adam Schefter weighs in. No fantasy football commissioner should ever have to endure the type of criticism that the commissioner of Tommy Pham and Joc Pederson's league, Mike Trout, is now getting. Trout did a terrible job, man, Pham said. Trout is the worst commissioner in the history of fantasy sports. Are we serious? I'm not poking fun at Shefty, but like, this is where we're at. So like, Pham went on to say how much of a high roller he is in Vegas. I'm a VIP in Vegas. And why are you upset over it? If you're a VIP in Vegas, why are you so upset? Like, they know me in the pits. I throw money around like it's nobody's business, but like, you're upset. So upset over a fantasy transaction that was per the rules in that league from 2 years ago that you slapped another grown man in the face, costing yourself $72,000 in game checks. None of this makes sense. And there's no way that this is the end of the story. We'll just keep following along as the days go on and more comes out, because there's no way that's the end. That catches us up from the 2020 football season till now. But you can't just take stray shots at Mike Trout. Not like Mike Trout's going to say anything. Have you ever heard a quote from Mike Trout? No. He goes to work, he hits a home run, makes a catch over the wall, and then he goes home and plays with his kid. Like, there was a video yesterday about him like taking his kid deep and bat flipping. Kid's like 2, you know? Like, he's like, I'm a baseball player and I'm a dad, and like, I don't have time for all this other nonsense. I'm sure there's more to the story. I'm sure more is going to come out. How absurd is that this is a thing? We're not going to get as much pub as, you know, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on the Oscars. That obviously has a much larger audience. But like, we're a week in. We're a full week in on this. You think they need a new commissioner? You should apply for the role. Yeah. Sure. Then Tommy Pham will come slap me. I don't have time for Tommy Pham slaps. The best line in the whole article was, hand is good. The hand that I slapped him with. My hand's fine. Don't worry about it. My hand's fine. That was my favorite thing. Apparently Pham was like trying to pick a fight with somebody else earlier this year. Like, he's just wild, man. What do you even do with that? I legit don't know. Like, what do you do with that? He's out of the league now, apparently. Maybe I'll ask, like, I'll see if I can get in. I'll ask Joc. Hey, Joc, I heard you got a spot in your fantasy football league. Can I get in? Would appreciate. I can't believe that that's actually a story that happened.
He's a legend.